They must have added something to it, right? I mean, just look at this. This doesn't happen if you make it at home. So I did some digging and found that those three classic flavors, the salted, caramel, and cheese, all have something unique going for them. And this sent me down a rabbit hole. How did this healthy, boring kernel become so iconic with the movies? Popcorn has actually been around for thousands of years. Archaeologists have found 6,000-year-old kernels in caves in New Mexico that still pop. Many indigenous cultures in the Americas even believe that every pop released a spirit from inside the grain. And then came the Great Depression. Popcorn was cheap, quick to make, and one of those few luxuries people could still afford. Movie theaters realized that the smell of fresh popcorn drifting out to the street could literally pull people in. It worked so well that popcorn basically saved the cinema business, especially later when television started keeping people at home. Today, popcorn is a multi-billion-dollar industry. In the US alone, brands like Orville Redenbacher, Act 2 and Pop Secret sell over $2 billion worth every year. In America, it became an everyday affair. People eat it at the theater, at baseball games, and even while watching Netflix. But in India and rest of Asia, popcorn stayed a theater indulgence and something you have occasionally. And that's probably why everyone in India end up choosing the caramel flavor. Because occasions usually call for something sweet and salty. But there's actually something deeper going on with how it's made. The reason it tastes so addictive comes down to something the food scientists call the bliss point. It's the exact balance of sugar, fat, and salt that makes food feel perfect. The sugar gives your brain a quick hit of dopamine. The fat gives that creamy mouthfeel, and salt enhances flavor, suppresses bitterness, and amplifies sweetness. This formula is behind why your chips, nachos, and even caramel popcorn taste so irresistible. And then comes the cheese popcorn, the most deceptive out of all of them. It smells like cheese, looks like cheese, and has barely any cheese in it. I mean, just look at this. This is the nutritional table of the powder used to make cheese popcorn. It's a blend of maltodextrin, artificial cheese flavoring, and coloring. The maltodextrin acts like a sponge and absorbs flavor and sticks to every kernel. The cheese powder is under 2%, and that cheddar taste comes from nature identical flavor and flavor enhancers. These enhancers are behind that strong, savory, umami taste that make a food so irresistible. The beauty of this formulation is that it extends the shelf life of cheese popcorn and makes it rather inexpensive to produce because there's barely any cheese being used in it. Now, this is the classic salted. This is the flavor that is the most in demand and should be the easiest to make with real butter, right? But no, there's a secret ingredient that theaters use called flavorcol. It's an ultra-fine powdered mix of salt, butter flavor, and yellow dyes that cling perfectly to every kernel. And that's what gives theater popcorn its golden color and buttery smell. Look, the point is none of these flavors have anything natural about them, and they will always taste better than your homemade popcorn. Even the brands that sell make-at-home popcorn mimic the same flavor and is in no way any better. So if you want something healthy, buy these kernels and make them at home with real salt, butter, and cheese. And this is the story of the modern food we eat. The more we try to perfect the taste, the further we move away from what the food actually was. A snack that once fed the poor now feeds an industry that is built to crave.